Hello, this is Dread, and in today's video topic, this is going to be the Zero to Hero episode on the Smite Fissure Paladin. Ooh, Zooey Mama, was it a zinger? Not only did we finish our 10 out of 10 Harbinger run, 11 hours live on stream, which I'll be leaving a link down below if you want to see the whole stream. Also as well, I did it in Merchant's Guild instead of COF, meaning I did not get all the extra gear that COF would have given me. So that's huge. I did not spend a single cent or a single point of favor in Merchant's Guild because people literally wouldn't be in the Merchant's Guild to be able to buy the shit I'd be putting up there anyways. So I decided, fuck it, we're just going to do our 10 out of 10 run instead. And it was some of the most disgusting damage I have ever had playing last Epoch. To give you an idea, on average, most of my 10 out of 10 runs last patch would get around to maybe 2 minutes at most of kill times, in terms of quickness, in terms of the boss of the monolith, and of course the Harbinger boss. But this patch, with this build, I pushed it all the way to a minute. I killed the last 10 out of 10 Harbinger in about a minute. The boss and the Harbinger, so each one took about 30 seconds. This is some of the most disgusting DPS I have ever had in day one after 11 hours. This is just blitheringly stupid. And all I have to say right now is, I told you so. Smite's ridiculous. So, let's talk about the run, shall we? So, if you don't know, Smite has had a sub-skill reworked called Fissure. Fissure is a new sub-skill for Smite that does a dot pool on the ground. You can normally only create one per second, and they last up to 3 seconds. So you can have up to 3, and they have 200% added damage effectiveness per second for each one. So normally at base, it's like 600% added damage effectiveness, which sounds like a decent amount, right? But then you got to take into account that, of course, you have, you can actually do 3 per second with the tree. So you get up to 9. So it's 1800% added damage effectiveness in total, as long as you have enough cast speed. Cool, that's pretty dope. But then you have the 100% more damage for Fissure damage. Then you have the 250% more damage for Smite, which applies to Fissure, right? That's insane. Then you have all of the LE dot, like elemental damage over time, which is a ridiculous amount of percent damage. Then you have the 15% more damage at the base of Sentinel for Paladin. Then you have the massive more damage multiplier at the top of Paladin for lightning damage over time per 2 crit multi, which, by the way, that's generic. It works for our smites, by the way. Then on top of that, you have Devotion, which is, of course, giving us like a lot of flat around, like right now. I think it's like, I think it's currently like 100 flat. So we have like a staff that is 100 flat, and this is giving us 100 flat. So we're doubling our damage with Devotion. All of that means we do a lot of damage. Now, of course, we also have Abyssal Echoes, which makes enemies take 24% increased dot damage. Then we also, of course, have the 20% more damage applied with, of course, Abyssal Echoes. So all in all, we have a lot of damage, turns out. And our clear doesn't sacrifice that much either, because we have so much cast speed with Smite, we can just go in the monoliths and hold down right click and farm monoliths with ease. Of course, it's not the fastest build ever, but it is some of the most damage I've ever had, and is just absurdly ridiculous, especially for day one. And oh my goodness, this patch is amazing. I love this patch. Dude, I literally spec'd my Weaver tree to only show beacons and devotions. I think I pooped out well over 20 devotions on stream. One time I had a drop where I think I had 6 devotions drop live on stream or something like that in one pile. Oh my goodness. And then I got a 2 LP devotion, used the guaranteed slam for the T7 mana, and then got necrotic res on top of that. Holy fuck. Holy gigafuck. And remember, this is all without Merchant's Guild. Pretty much it's all without COF, because I didn't touch Merchant's Guild at all, because no one would have bought my shit anyways. So holy fuck, this has to be one of the best Zero to Hero runs in history ever. Oh my goodness, I got through my 10 out of 10 Harbinger run so fast, while also answering every single goddamn question Twitch chat had. Holy fuck, were there some dumb ones, dude. Oh my goodness. It was like every other minute, people were asking me when I swapped from Smite. I mean, when I swapped from Hammer Throw to Smite, which was level 40, by the way. Like, I was going insane, and Twitch chat knew it. My throat was dying as well. I'm sure you can hear it right now. I think I streamed for 16 hours because I started the stream early because I wanted to be a good streamer and I wanted to like answer everyone's questions, which I did, of course, right? Everyone showed up and gave insane support to the stream. Probably one of my best streams to date, easily, right? Everything just coalescing into probably one of the best days I've ever had in my life. I'll be honest. After 4 years of working on Last Epoch, this has to be the best day I've ever had playing Last Epoch, for sure. Not only was my build good, I got a 10 out of 10 Harbinger run in record time with record damage. I had 2,000 people watching me on Twitch and also another 300 watching me on YouTube at peak. That was crazy. By the way, I did YouTube stream, so if you want the full VOD, that'll be down in the description as well. All of that, great. Now, I have one caveat. Unfortunately, due to Last Epoch Planner being down, I was not able to give you the one-to-one leveling setup that was supposed to be doing. Essentially, the planner was down, and I was not able to take snapshots of my character. So, sorry about that. There will be no snapshots in the description, but the leveling was really easy. I just leveled 1 to 40 with the same detailed leveling guide that I made, the Hammer one. And then at level 40, I took a staff, put some dot damage on it, and then I went berserk. I just literally went berserk, dude. Holy fuck, I just went berserk. I just went crazy in general. Like, oh my god, this run was amazing. And the thing is, this isn't even the end. I have so many things planned for this build. I'm going to like push to 1,000, 2,000 corruption easily. Oh my god, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the future of Last Epoch. This patch has to be one of the best patches of all time. It is the new 1.0 in my opinion. If you're not playing Last Epoch right now, get your ass fucking in here. It's fucking amazing. Now, if you haven't already, I would heavily suggest leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel, as that's the best way of currently supporting me. Now, with all that being said, let's do our 0 to hero run like we do, shall we? Sorry that we're starting this a little late, as of course, you know, I pretty much started the run a little bit late because I was just excited to get into the patch, as I had been waiting for 40 minutes, so I was like late 40 minutes. But here I am, killing Harbies Orion. No more boss ward on him. He does take a while to kill, but that's just because I'm very undergeared at this point at level 8. But it's fine, we still end up killing him. One thing, Celestial Hammer Throw, amazing MTX. Absolutely amazing MTX, by the way. As you can see, the notification spam will not end. This will happen the entire episode. Get ready for the notification spam. But yeah, we kill Harbies Orion. We're good to go. Same leveling with Hammer Throw as we always do, right? Like I said before, complete bitch basic leveling with Hammer Throw. If you want a more detailed leveling guide, I will be leaving that video down in the description, detailed leveling guide. Also saw the full VOD, so you can watch the full VOD of me doing this entire run. If you want to see it from start to finish, by the way, it'll be down in the description. The VOD isn't going anywhere. You can use it to study, see what I do, see what I did, have fun with that. Seriously though, here's Hammer Throw, the Celestial Hammer Throw. It looks so good. Dude, the notifications literally did not end. They literally did not end. They were going the whole entire time, literally. Like the whole fucking time. Here we are choosing our mastery. We chose, of course, Paladin, as I didn't want to pay the respec costs. A lot of other people are getting hung up by respec costs. Thankfully, I just decided to go Paladin because, you know, Holy Aura is very strong. Sure, it's not like, you know, 100% increased damage from the Paladin mastery bonus anymore, but it's just like 15% more damage. Like I said, the notification hell does not end. Here is the Emperor's remains. Of course, we're killing him now. As you can see, the Celestial Hammer Throw looking good. Just like our bitch basic Hammer Throw setup that we always do. Like I said, I literally did not change it. I literally did the same exact leveling that I did last time. Also, so that new Hammer MTX looks sick, by the way. I really want to abuse that one day. That looks so fucking good. I really want to play with that. I'm just going to skip the entirety of Act 3. Like I said, if you haven't already seen the leveling guide, just go down in the description if you need help with that. It'll be down below. Pretty much Admiral Harton, Zarek down pretty easily. Thankfully, Javelin can heal us through all of the punishment we take, and Healing Hands, of course, being insane for movement skill, movement in general. Now, this is our first monolith. What I did was I unspecialized out of hammer throw, specialized into Scissors of Hope for the percent damage. Then I specialized into Smite for all of the damage as well. I got all the fissure stuff, and I swapped into a staff with percent damage. I think double percent damage. The percent damage you want at this point is like damage over time percent, lightning damage, spell damage, Ellie dot, cast speed's pretty good at this point of the game. Crit multi is also acceptable for later. Pretty much that's good. Already good DPS, and we just started. Now here's our A-bomb. As you can see, absolutely disgusting damage right out of the gate. Literally not even hiding it. Not even hiding how much damage we're doing. It's amazing. Here's our second monolith. This is when the build is a little bit more matured, in my opinion. As you can see here, we are using Healing Hands and Javelin. You're going to be using Healing Hands and Javelin for mobility for all the way through normal monoliths. You will not swap out a Javelin until you get access to Abyssal Echoes, which I'll talk about later, when you get like Devotion. Devotion is the key to swapping out of Javelin and going into Abyssal Echoes, as I'll talk about later. But pretty much early on, you really don't need the damage. You really don't need the damage. Now, if you don't understand what's going on, I'm placing a lightning fissure dot pool on the ground. It's just the Cosmic Smite MTX turns off the fissure MTX for some reason. So I'm putting dot pools on the ground. You just can't see them, unfortunately. Here's our Rye. Pretty easily. We have like pretty much most of the scaling that we'll need at this point. So Rye goes down pretty easily. As you can see, very mobile build. I can like keep DPSing him down while also, Ringo and Tangoing him, which is very satisfying, mind you. But yeah, there you go. Win, dinner, chicken dead. We got atrophies as well, which is insane. Here's our Lagan really quickly. We did get him all the way to like 25% HP before phasing him, by the way. And we got the lightning blessing as well, which is insane. Here's our dragon, our Emperor of Corpses. As you can see, we're just dumping so many fat loads on top of these bosses that pretty much like it's just so satisfying, man. Just so satisfying dumping all these fat loads on these bosses, man. Zooey mama. Now here's our first level 90 mono. Like I said, we're just doing these very quickly here. Like I said, Cosmic Smite, once you get some AoE on its tree and AoE on the passive tree, it actually has decent area of effect where you can actually kill a lot of enemies. A lot of people are asking me, Dread, area of effect, area of effect, area of effect. Don't you have enough area of effect? You will. Trust me. I have plans. Don't worry. Right now we have like, I think 90% increased area. Later on, we're going to have like 200% increased area when I get what I want. Now here's our shamans, of course, the technique of waiting in a corner, waiting for them to get near me. Now we're just DPSing down our shamans, just dumping fat loads on these guys too. Very satisfying to do this considering how much I've been doing these 0 to hero runs. Very nice to just have like a nice free one, especially considering I was answering so many questions for Twitch chat as well at this same time. Now, this is where I was streaming for like, I think 8 hours or something like that at most. And I'd been answering questions for Twitch chat for the entire time. And yeah, it sucked, but I was happy to be of service. So my voice was dead. So yeah, the next few slides will have this notification on the screen here. Sorry about that. I'm so happy I did put this on there because holy crap, I was not going to be able to talk the whole stream, the whole 16 hours if like, I was answering so many fucking questions. But yeah, here you go. Here's our first Harbinger. Elder Gaspar getting just taken out back and shot. Absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. Not even one move from him. Just so much damage over time. I was doing so much damage over time that some people mistook it for actually crit damage. They thought I was playing crit smite, which I was not. I was playing damage over time smite, which is very entertaining. Here's the Harbinger here. I know it's hard to see through all the fucking notifications. I'm sorry. I was streaming and people kept spamming me. It's okay. There's first Harbinger down. Now, I went and unlocked COF using a Temporal Sanctum key and a Portal Charm, and then getting to Chapter 9, and then finish that. And then here is my first Empowered Mono here. Nemesis is not having that ward anymore is pretty good. I was also messing around with the Weaver Will's command mechanic. I'll be honest, if I didn't mess with the Weaver's Will mechanic, I probably could have done this run faster. I just wanted to, fuck around with the new league start stuff. And I ended up imprinting beacons and devotions. And oh my God, every single monolith I opened, all beacons. Every single fucking, every single time a bunch of devotions dropped, they'd all have like 1 LP, which it got to the point where I dropped so many 1 LP devotions that I just started throwing them on the ground because it was either I need 0 LP to throw in the Nemesis, or I need 2 LP to upgrade my build, which was insane. Here's the Harbinger of Chaos. I just want to show you guys how easy this was. Just how easy this was. This Harbinger has given me so many issues that just watching it get pounded like this just made my fucking day, man. Now here's our first Oribus, of course. As you can see, lots and lots of smites, lots and lots of dot pools. Goodbye, Oribus. Here's our third Harbinger real quick. I was not capped on Void Res, by the way, at this point, I believe. So it was a little sketchy. Now, if you don't know why I'm so tanky, well, my smites are healing me because I have a decent amount of healing effectiveness, and my healing hands are also healing me. And I also have damage over time leech as well from the base of Void Knight, which means that, of course, I can pretty much face tank everything with all of my sustain as long as I don't get one tapped. I also have blind on hit so that I don't get crit randomly, which is nice as well. I forgot to mention this is when I get devotion, which means I swap to Abyssal Echoes with no cooldown to suck down my mana so that, of course, I can actually get the missing mana benefit from devotion. Very important for the build's functionality for single target. Also, Abyssal Echoes gives me like 40% more damage, which is insane. Here's a quick monolith run at 175 corruption. I had a few difficulties this run, mainly because I was trying to go super, super, super fast. And the possession modifier made certain enemies really, really scary. Like you had like alchemist mobs that like one tapped you off screen. You had enemies that would lock you in place, enemies that would slow you. And for some reason, the entire time I was playing the game, there was like this stuttering issue that was making it so like I just felt like I was walking through molasses, especially when I was walking through tombs and stuff. Remember, I'm not just doing monos, I'm doing tombs, I'm doing cemeteries, I'm just doing everything. And I'm also trying to like get my Weaver's Will tree done. I got 25 out of 50 done before I got off, which is pretty good considering I never done it before. Now this is where we start doing the real damage. This is my Harbinger of War. As you can see, that's a lot of damage. Yes, it is. It is a lot of damage. This is when my damage was quote unquote maturing. I was getting enough damage on my gear. I was getting enough cast speed to make sure I was getting 3 smites per second, which is a very important breakpoint. Just so much damage, but I was also damaging my voice at the same time. As you can tell, my voice is fucking ruined. Thankfully, I got a lot of gifted subs, so I might be able to afford the doctor. Who knows? Maybe I will. Boop. Now this is where I just start dunking on bosses. When they stand still, oh my God, holy fuck. You can be at 200 corruption, 300 corruption, 400 corruption. I don't give a damn. We're just fucking dumping our fat loads on top of them like it's nothing. Like it's Sunday. It's amazing, man. Just watching boss bars tick down this slow, considering that, like, I don't know, like I've been playing so many different Zero to Hero runs, just so fucking satisfying. Now this is where the boss rushing portion starts. So here's Harbinger of Pride. Here you go. Like I said, just absolutely deleting HP. Very, very beautiful. Hopefully they fix the MTX before I'm done playing it so that, I can actually see the dot pools. Hopefully. I'm hoping. Anyways. And see, just because I'm doing damage doesn't mean I'm not tanky either. Here's Harbinger of Hatred down. I killed Rye in him in 1:20. Absolutely disgusting. All right, here I am doing a guaranteed slam with my Devotion 2LP because I've been dropping a bajillion of them. I'm going to make my guaranteed affix T7 mana. And of course, as well, I end up hitting Necrotic Res, which is insane for a Devotion at this point. This is way more power than I've ever had at this point in the video game. at this point in a soul self-found start, especially considering that I'm Merchant's Guild instead of just COF, and I haven't spent a single penny on the Merchant's Guild. You can watch the entire VOD. You can see the entire time I literally did not go to the Merchants once to sell anything or buy anything because there was nothing to buy or sell anyways. Here's Harbinger of Tyranny. Absolute fat dumps on him as well. Literally not even paying attention to most of his mechanics. I didn't care. I just wanted to dump my fat loads on him. Like he was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I'm so tired, but like I'm so excited at the same time. Now here's some 300 corruption gameplay real quick before we go. They fixed monolith objectives. They are no longer boring at all, in my opinion. You have shrines for an ambush. You have rune prisons. You have finishing void things. You can manipulate what you get. I'm never seeing arenas anymore, which has just improved my mental health significantly. Like I'm seeing what kind of echoes I want. I'm putting woven echoes in when I don't want to do certain echoes. Oh my goodness. It feels so fucking good to map in Last Epoch now. Let me tell you, it is a night and day fucking difference. So normally I abridge these fights because, you know, we're doing boss rushing. I don't have to abridge this fight. Here's the Harbinger of Defilement. Yes, he's already at half HP already. Look how quick that was. And then I have to move, of course, you know, because he's a bitch. But look at that. He's already at like maybe a quarter of his HP now at this point. And I'm just face tanking him while also doing absurd fat loads. Now here's the 10th Harbinger. Normally I would only show the Harbinger instead of the boss because it would take too long. But I killed both of them in about a minute. So yeah. Let's talk about the build. Clear. A. Definitely A tier. Once you get the area on your stuff, you're good to go. You're cool. Clear A. Single target DPS. Complete and double, triple S tier. Whatever you want to use metric for it. The damage is absurd. This is the most damage I've ever had at this point in the game in a fresh start scenario. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolute dumping on everything. Just bloody absurd. And then for survivability, I was slightly squishy. I definitely didn't upgrade my gear enough throughout all the run because I could have just upgraded gear and been fine, but I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. I want to push faster. And let me tell you, that's what I did. We finished in 11 hours. That's really good. I ended up at 4th on the ladder in terms of the level 100 grind, but I'm too tired. I'm going to bed. Now, normally this is where I'd put the full build guide showcase, but I already did that in my exclamation mark starter video. So I would heavily suggest just checking out that. I'll be leaving that down below in the description. I'm way too tired to go through all my gear and stuff. I'm going to put a link down below for my planner. And then I'm also going to give you guys the starter link, which explains how this build works, because Prior Dread did not stream for 16 hours and fucking stress his head out. So with all that being said, this has been Dread. I'll have to go do something else. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in for the first stream of patch 1.2. It was hella great. I'll see you guys tomorrow when I wake up. Bye.